Well, he was left out of the Republican forum last night, but Congressman Ron Paul traded that for an appearance on Jay Leno, and he joins us now live from L.A., where he did tape that appearance, and he's still out there this morning. Congressman Paul, thanks for being with us. Great to see you, and thanks for being here.
Thank you. Nice to be with you. Thank you.
You know, you were excluded last night from a debate that aired. It was a forum that aired last night on Fox. They claim it's because you didn't have 10% or more nationally. But do you believe that voters should still get a chance to hear from you? You're a candidate who will be pulling in delegates. Do you think voters were cheated because you were not on last night?
Well, obviously slow. I think this is an awful embarrassment for Fox to do something like this. I mean, we got 10% in Iowa. We raised more money than any other candidate in the Republican side in the last quarter. And our polls in New Hampshire are much better than Giuliani. We beat Giuliani 2-1. And all of a sudden they say that I don't qualify to be in the debates. I think they're making a mockery of the whole situation. And I think they're going to suffer for it, quite frankly, because they've lost all credibility.
It was your supporters, once again, that really spoke out. Was there ever a chance that they were going to change their minds when they were talking to you and your people about possibly getting you back into that forum, or did they hear from you at all?
You know, it's interesting, they never talked to us. You know, we even had Fox affiliates around the country calling them. They wouldn't even talk to their affiliates and give them an explanation when they went on their news. They would interview me, but they wouldn't even talk to their affiliates. They didn't talk to me. Fortunately, they talked a little bit to the New Hampshire Republican Party, and the New Hampshire Republican Party used good sense, and they got out of it. They didn't co-sponsor the event. They knew it was a sham, and it didn't represent what New Hampshire stands for. So it was an outrage.
Interestingly enough, though, we did here on CNN re-air the ABC debate that took place the night before, so people did get a chance to hear from you if they were watching us last night. One of the issues that was brought up that you were not able to talk about, obviously because you weren't there last night, was the issue of taxes. Let's listen.
You raised taxes by $500 million. Is that right?
You know, Mitt, let's talk about how stubborn the facts are.
Answer the question.
The fees I think you raised were more like $500 million, not 240.
You know, Mike, you make up facts faster than you talk, and that's saying something. So let's slow it down and let's get the facts correctly.
All right. You
by just saying
tens of millions of dollars saying all negative things about me. If someone raises a question, you say it's a personal attack.
I'm sure you would have gotten into the fray if you were there last night. How would you have responded?
Well, from that little conversation, it sounds like I didn't miss a whole lot. But yes, if I had had my chance, I would have been able to defend my position. I've never voted for a tax increase and never will, and everybody knows it, because I'd like to get rid of the income tax, and I don't even want to replace it with anything. I want the government to be shrunk in size. If we get rid of the income tax, we'd still have as much revenue as we had 10 years ago, and we lived up until 1913 without an income tax. So this nitpicking about who raised, who lowered, and what they did just seems to be missing the whole point. The whole point is, why is our government so big? Why are we policing the world? Why do we have a runaway welfare state? And why is our dollar crashing? It's because of our economic system here that we have been spending too much, and not only do we tax too much and borrow too much, then we turn around to the Federal Reserve and to expect the Federal Reserve to bail us out by printing more money. And then we wonder why our dollar is weak and why inflation is coming back. I mean, it is astounding that they nitpick over who raised or who lowered taxes 10 years ago.
You know, you believe in the gold standard. A lot of people say it's unrealistic. You talk about getting rid of an income tax. Some financial analysts say that's too simplistic, that it wouldn't work. But one of the key things as president would be building consensus, getting people to come over to your side. And when you're sort of out there with alone in the wilderness with some of these proposals, how would you bring people together and get them to compromise?
Right. Well, what is unrealistic is continue to do what we're doing. What is unrealistic, that wealth can come out of a printing press, that you just print money. That's what is unrealistic. It's unrealistic to continue to do what we're doing. And this is what the young people are realizing. The young people know what kind of a bad deal they're getting, how they are obligated to pay all these entitlements and a Social Security system that is broken. They'll have to work for years to come and not get anything out of it. When they hear this message, they're coming our way. So everybody who hears this message, our numbers are huge. The big trouble that we had over the last year was, getting our message out, and now the money is flowing in. The money comes in faster than we can spend it, because when people hear this message, they get so excited about it, and that's why I think we're going to do extremely well with the independents in New Hampshire. And I just think that the foreign policy is a big issue, and the main other individuals who wants to get after the independent vote is John McCain, and he wants to stay in Iraq for 100 years. Where are you going to get the money to do this? I mean, this is preposterous to think that we should go and invade a country and occupy a country and claim we should stay for 100 years until they obey our orders and do as we tell them. This is just something that is unacceptable to the American people, unacceptable to the young people, and really unacceptable to the independents of New Hampshire.
All right, well, is this a message that will resonate with those independent voters today? We'll find out, certainly, as they all go to the polls starting at midnight tonight. Congressman Ron Paul, always great to talk to you. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much.